All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? Ooh, we've got some reverb in the house. Hold on one sec. There we go. Buttons to push. Almost had it right, and then I had two things wrong. All right. Hey, how's it, guys? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter. This is Chatter with Statter. And it looks like Terry in Scotland is raiding with a party of 5, but he's not really raiding because Terry still has a quest to finish. But because he knew that we were coming on, he decided to do a raid anyway. So we've got DJ Smook in the house. We've got Katie Zora in the house. Gina came over real early. She was keeping time on Terry's stream. In fact, it was quite handy. Gina, by the way, thank you for mentioning to Terry that Molly will be on in 6 minutes, because I was I was putting out the trash and I was like, oh, I've only got 6 minutes. I better get my backdrop set up and I better get my microphone set up. So yes, indeedy. It literally takes a village to do, yeah, I don't even know what we're doing here, but it takes a lot of people to get it done. All right. And so I want to say, how's it to all the people who helped get it done, all those chatterers that are sitting here. Looks like we got Chris Kenmotsu coming in at the last minute. Now I'm going to be scrolling backwards up. Andre in the house. DJ Smoke with Katie Zora coming in on that raid. And then we've got Shock with, quite honestly, one of the funnier shout-outs. I honestly have no idea how long this has been up, where it says, waste no more of your life. Subscribe to Mad Statter at Get Your Life Right, go now. And quite honestly, I think that maybe if you want to waste a lot of your life, you should absolutely hang out here at Chatter with Statter, because we don't really talk about anything that matters. But I am loving that. I love that shout out. And of course, Shock is in the house trying out all of the shout outs and the skadoolies and the weather bots. And unfortunately, we do not have a weather bot that seems to be working today, but we do have some shout outs for things like Kenny Roberts and Kavika Ortiz, two Hawaiian musicians from Maui who make up Ulu Okane. And boy, oh boy, let's see here. What do we have in the house? It looks like Mama Sean coming in as well. Bainy Bo, hey, how's it? Good to see you. Yeah, exactly, Andre. And thank you so much for gifting that sub to Bainy Bo. Yeah, 6 minutes. Yeah, I definitely had to hustle my bustle, as they say, to get everything organized. Kenny from the Cove also in the house, and I have to say, it is Kenny from the Cove who sponsored the idea for today's Lono listening break. He requested 2 songs, one of which is Puli'o'o. We recently played, I don't remember exactly when, but I know that it wasn't that long ago. But the other one, Molokai Alanui, I was like, I don't really know if I've ever played that one. Not only have we never played that one, I hadn't even ever downloaded it yet. So, found it on Lono's Kaupe'epe'e YouTube site, downloaded it and grabbed it, and so now, today, we will have a fresh Lono listening break that's never been seen on on Chatter with Statter. Alright, so, now that I've talked my own ear off, why don't we get the party started? Alright, so, I'm thinking I made a mistake, and I might have to show a random video so I can go fix this mistake. I left the front door and the back door open to get a nice cross breeze, thinking it would be just fine, and now I am suddenly the hottest person in the world. Must be all these stage lights. Oh shoot, Speaking of stage lights, y'all, I don't have my light turned on. And so, this is all just window lighting. It's probably better lighting than I provide for my own self, but you guys, I forgot to turn on my own light. I forgot to turn on my microphone. I forgot to turn off my speakers. I forgot to turn on the background music, and I forgot to turn on my light. I think I might need more than 6 minutes to get ready. Yeah. And Baneybo, no, I have not been burping again, but very valid question, because right before I pressed FaceTime with us, not FaceTime, but I started streaming, I did take a big gulp of the pamplemousse, and so a burp will be imminent. Imminent? I'm gonna go with imminent. And speaking of pamplemousse, you guys, I was re-watching my favorite TV show ever, which is Reservation Dogs, and I now have all 3 imminent. That's what I thought, Gina. Thank you, though, because it was going to bug me. Okay, so as you guys, if you've hung out here at all, like once for a minute, you might have heard me mention Reservation Dogs, my favorite TV series. Not Reservoir Dogs, that's a good movie, but not the same thing. I mean, well, not the same thing. Reservation Dogs. I now have, yeah, Baneybo, actually, I do need to get the Siri bot, although I'm not going to say what I was about to say to jinx myself. I do need to, and I meant to. Terry in Scotland told me about that bot that I need. There's a bot out there, you guys, that like keeps all the nasties out of the way, because sometimes the nasties come in on moss, and the real people can't die, but in enough to keep up with that. But we don't. Oh, I keep wanting to say something that's gonna jinx me, so we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Reservation Dogs. Thanks to Terry in Scotland, I now have all 3 seasons of Reservation Dogs. I'm hoping I'll be able to stream them. However, I have found that these downloads do have a quirk, and I'm wondering if I won't be able to share them with you after all. But anyway, I noticed when rewatching season 2 of Reservation Dogs that there is a scene on the roof with a bunch of roofers. One of the characters is a new apprentice on the roof, learning how to do roofing stuff. And one of the roofers is like, hey, I'm going into town to grab some Cokes. Does anybody want anything? And one of the roofers is like, yeah, get some LaCroix. Make sure you pick up the pamplemousse. He said pamplemousse, y'all. Make sure you pick up the pamplemousse. That green apple is crap or whatever. And so Reservation Dogs also referred to this wonderful drink the same way I refer to it. It's the pamplemousse. And you see, I actually, and here's the root of why I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stream the show for you guys, is I went to pull that like 45-second scene out of the video. I tried to edit it last night so I could show it to you here and we could all get a good laugh. But when I pulled it into my editing software, it didn't come in with any audio, even though I can watch it with audio. And I've never had that happen before, and so I'm wondering if there's some kind of voodoo that that I don't know about, and I might not be able to stream it. We'll see what we can do. I have a vague idea of how I might. I don't know. We'll see. And yes, this is my water, and you have Tim Tam. I'm not eating gluten or sugar these days, so Tim Tam is off the table for me. But if you could do me a favor, Baneybo, I don't know if you drink coffee or not, but if you do drink coffee, I need you to do this for me. I need you to do a Tim Tam Slam. At some point in the next day or two, do a Tim Tam Slam for me, please. Do you know what that is? I'm thinking you probably do, but do you know what it is? And for those of you who don't know what it is basically, let's pretend this dental floss is a cookie. Just pretend, all right? You bite off this corner, nibble, nibble, nibble. And then you bite off this corner, nibble, 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 just a little bit. And then you put one of the corners that you nibbled off into the coffee. And then you suck the coffee through the cookie. You use the cookie as your straw, and then your coffee and your Tim Tam just all hit your mouth, and it gets into a sloppy cookie that's all melty, and it's basically the best thing in the world. So, if you have access to Australian cookies called Tim Tams, the classic ones really are the best in my opinion. Try a Tim Tam Slam. I can only assume that it would work with tea as well, not iced, not sweetened. You don't actually, and you really don't need your coffee or your tea sweetened, because the Tim Tam will sweeten it right the heck up. But yeah, this segment of our Chatter with Statter brought to you by Tim Tam. And Kenny from the Cove, you hated replacing shingles on your roof. You'd rather take a butt whipping than do the roofing. You've watched Reservation Dogs, so I think you probably know who is on the roof, etc. And being in Oklahoma, as this series does take place in Oklahoma, well, it's probably almost as hot, if not hotter, than Texas. And speaking of the South, y'all, are any of you in the hurricane thing? Because from what I understand, there's a hurricane that might be landing on Monday. And yeah, Puzzy Cat coming in. Yeah, Puzzy, you were the one that I was wondering about. Good to see you, Puzzy. I saw Leo last night. He's looking great. He said meow. So I thought I'd pass his word of meow along to ya. And yes, Bear Smallhill was the one up on that roof. And so Debbie's coming over tonight. You're going to party all night long. All right. There we go. And all right. You're wanting it. She's just so needy. As soon as I start talking to people on the roof, not on the roof, on the microphones, she's like, but I want to be with you now. And so here's Ashes doing her little, I want to be loved, but I don't want to be loved the way you want to love me kind of thing. And yeah, I do hope that you will be staying safe, Pussycat, but this ain't your first rodeo, so I'm only a smidge worried about it. Oh. Pussycat, are you hoping that that Debbie tears the roof off your house? The roof is in the air. Oh, okay, good. Because yeah, careful what you wish for, my friend. And Andre, let's see here. You never roofed before. There's shingles before, but you had to put tar paper on new plywood roof. We almost lost a girl who was carrying a large roll of tar paper. Yes, actually, not even surprised, especially on the plywood. That happens to be part of one of the scenes that takes place on the roof with Bear, because he's a brand new roofer, and, you know, sometimes you make some mistakes, and then you might fall off a roof, and then you learn from those mistakes. So yeah, that was, yep, slipping off a roof. It's, you know, well, as they say, easy as falling off a roof. And, let's see here. Bainy Bo, you were up with Terry till 3 a.m. last night. Wait, hold on. The other night, setting up Steribot and using Commander Root with him. Oh, okay, see, and that's what I'm afraid of, though, Bainy Bo, is that it's gonna be hard to set up that bot, which was kind of why I didn't do it last night. And oh no, Pussycat, your roof is still damaged from the last storm. Oh no. And exactly, Kenny, it's not that the wind is blowing, it's what the wind is blowing. Yeah, that's exactly it. Because I'd like to be willing to bet that people in Florida know better than this. But people in the Pacific Northwest don't know better than this. And occasionally we do get wind gusts that are sizable. But we're not used to wind that is sizable. But, you know, occasionally there can be some 60 or 70 mile an hour gusts that we are not used to. And you can tell that we're not used to it because people think that a mere sandbag or two, or maybe one cinder block, is enough to keep their huge trampoline / wrestling ring from flying away out of their backyard, or their umbrella on their, you know, patio table It's like, well, we've got it weighted down with a sandbag. And it's just like, dude, no. I mean, especially if you keep the umbrella open. Or, you know, the canopies that people put over their cars or their RVs, and they don't really secure them. Like, you know, it's just the cinder blocks on each thing. It's like, well, all that cinder block is going to do is bash out your windscreen as soon as the gust lifts the canopy up high enough, and then it's going to fly away, and the cinder blocks are going to be bashing everything in its path. So yeah. And yeah, Mama Sean, the annual Thanksgiving storm in the Pacific Northwest. I kid you not, y'all. There is, if you live in the Puget Sound area, there are a few weather mileposts. And hey, robot pirate Gary, how you doing? Ahoy, or aloha, as we say. Glad to see you're here. I'm Mad Statter. This is Chatter with Statter. Right now, we're making fun of people who don't secure their belongings in windy weather. And later, we're going to talk about very strange snacks that have been gifted to me. Yeah, there you go. And Babybo, cool. I'll hit you up about that when I'm feeling, for the robot, when I'm feeling smart. When I'm feeling smart. And let's see here. Yeah, those tarp garage things on the metal, or the metal ones. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. The tarp garage things is exactly what I'm talking about. And anyway, as Mama Sean mentioned, there's an annual Thanksgiving storm in the Pacific Northwest. I kid you not, you guys, it makes no sense. I understand, like, how can you measure a storm or a weather event by a holiday? You can. In the Pacific Northwest, for some flippin' reason, Thanksgiving Thursday, I wouldn't say more often than not, but more often than you care to believe, there is a huge storm on Thanksgiving. Consequently, a lot of Thanksgiving plans get screwed over. Yeah, high winds, usually preceded by days upon days upon days of heavy rains, followed by high winds, and then the saturated ground really sucks because it knocks trees over, or the trees get caught by the wind and are loose in the soil because it's saturated. They fall over, everybody's power goes out, and their Thanksgiving is basically ruined. Another weather constant seems to be, it's gonna snow on New Year's Eve. I don't know why. It might not snow that much, but on New Year's Eve, it's gonna snow. Just does. I don't know why. We don't usually get snow on Christmas. Occasionally. More often lately. But snow on New Year's Eve? Absolutely. You could, yeah. And Mama Sean, the house whose power has to finish the turkey. So funny you should mention that, because once our neighbors had a house full of like 15 people, and it was during one of the worst Thanksgiving storms. Like, it happened in the 80s. It was a really bad one. We happened to be up in Linwood at some family friends. So, and we missed the storm entirely, whatever, you know, they had power. Well, as it turns out, our house was one of 5 houses in our neighborhood that didn't lose power, because we're on, I guess, a different thing. But nobody had a key to our house. And so all of our friends in the neighborhood whose power went out, we weren't even home and our power was on. They were so pissed off. They were just like, man, of all of it, you know, because we would have let them use our stove. We would have loved to help them out. But since nobody had a key, nobody got to, and nobody broke in. Frankly, I would have thought about breaking in. I really would have, as a neighbor, but whatever. And Robot Pirate Gary, in South Dakota, you're almost guaranteed snow on Halloween, right? Exactly. Yeah, it's so weird sometimes how these little weather patterns actually do follow holidays. Another one, although it hasn't been true in the last 2 years, but most of my lifetime growing up in the Pacific Northwest, July 4th, it will always rain. Maybe not a lot, maybe just a sprinkle, but it will always rain. And then July 5th is when summer starts. That is still true. July 5th is when summer starts in the Pacific Northwest. That has not lost truth. And, oh good, you're just in the watch, not the warning, Puzzy Cat. That is good. And you don't get that much snow here nowadays. Where you're at, Betty Bo, we've been getting more and more snow here in the Seattle area. I wouldn't say, I don't know about more snow, just more often, I guess. Like, because some years we used to go without not a nary a snowflake in the sky for the entire winter. But that's been a lot more winters with snow than without these days. And this last winter, dude, we had this like week-long, I felt so bad for so many people. I almost felt bad for me, actually. We had a week-long stretch of crazy weather. It was so cold. It was like in the teens to the 20s for a week, which that never happens. It got down into the single digits. And in this area of Washington, that does not happen. It was literally like Minnesota-style weather. And our houses aren't weatherized for that. So many people's pipes burst, even though they were doing all the things they were supposed to. Keeping the water running, keeping their cabinets open, getting the heated airflow to the blah, 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 blah. So many pipes burst. My drainage pipe for my laundry, for my washing machine burst. And so, when I ran a load, it couldn't drain. And suddenly the water came back up the pipe through my wall. And that kind of freaked me out. But luckily I was able to turn my thing off and my washing machine off and just let it stay there until things thawed. Nothing burst, thank God. But for a minute there, I was a little bit scared that it might have. Oh, really, Puzzy? So the mean hurricane season is the next 6 to 8 weeks. Cape Verde storms from Africa are the worst. Got it. And yeah, DJ Smook, loads of pipe bursts here in Texas when we had the deep freeze episodes. Dude, for real, Smook, as much as Washington is not meant for cold weather, Texas houses are not insulated for cold weather. I mean, Pacific Northwest houses are insulated for slightly cold weather on occasion, but Texas doesn't even have that kind of, on a lot of those older buildings and stuff, especially, and I mean, I doubt even newer buildings are that insulated towards the cold, with pipes and things like that. Yeah, Houston is, right, yeah, I just, yeah, I can only assume that there was a lot of frozen pipes there. And Shock, you got thunder, you lost power the other day. Uh-oh. Well, you got it back, I'm assuming, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And Andre, yes, snow on the ground of the beaches of the Puget Sound. That is correct. That is correct. And Puzzycat, yeah, your house is made of cement blocks. Right, yeah, they don't make very many houses like that around here. And the ones that they do are actually, like, they're not ideal for our circumstances. But then again, we don't have hurricane force winds go through except for maybe twice in my lifetime. And you can build a house with cement blocks. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, other than, bricks, which I know aren't cement. But no, cinder blocks. Plenty of houses are built with cinder blocks. Plenty of houses in Hawaii are built up with cinder blocks. But also actually even houses in the Seattle area. When I was in the market to buy a house, one of the houses in my price range that I was looking at was a cinder block house. I didn't like it though because it had a moisture problem. Like, it was really damp and humid inside. It didn't breathe very well. And it was also in it was a low-lying area of ground, and the ground was always wet, and the drainage drained towards the house instead of away. So I didn't want to get into that. And, oh yeah, for sure, DJ Smook, lots of houses are sat on cement blocks and stilts. Oh shoot, dude. No, there's still houses that are set on cement blocks here in the Pacific Northwest as well. I won't mention whose, but mine might be one of them. Anyway. Kenny, you live in a pier and beam house during the 2021 winter storm. You were constantly worried about your pipes. You think you slept about 15 hours that whole week. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying, Kenny, and what I was agreeing with DJ Smook. You guys in Texas, I mean, as insulated as you might be, you're not insulated necessarily with cold in mind. You're insulated with hot in mind. And when it comes to piping insulation, that's a very different worry, you know? And yeah. I can definitely see why you would have been very concerned. I was concerned about my pipes during our deep freeze. Deep freezes can be scary, y'all, even when you have your power. But if you lose your power, your pipes are going to freeze. That's just how that works. Which really sucks because you've lost your power, and you know that when it comes back on and things warm up, you're going to have to deal with frozen pipes thawing out and bursting. Neat. Yeah. Andre, you don't think you have any insulation in your house? That is so crazy. I have so much insulation in my house. My house was built in 1952 with no insulation for the most part. But since then, the city of Seattle is a capitalist venture, you see. It is a publicly owned utility with some of the cheapest hydroelectrically sourced power in the country. And consequently, they spend a lot of money making sure that their customers don't use a lot of energy. And what I mean by that is they have a lot of programs for older houses where they will literally like weatherize them for you for free. And so the city of Seattle, over several owners of this home, the city of Seattle has worked on this home many times, insulating every single space in the walls, on the outdoor walls, with blow-in insulation. They've redone the entire crawl space, vapor barriered, the whole nine, insulated everything, blah, 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 insulation up in the roof, this, that, and the other thing. They want to make sure that their customers don't use a lot of energy, so they have extra energy to sell on the open market for profit. And so I don't know if any other companies, power companies across the country do stuff like that. But honestly, Andre, if your stuff like has no insulation in it, you need to go talk to your power company and see what they can do about that for you, because they don't want you to be wasting energy either. And so you need to fix that for me. You know, if you're gonna pay all that much for energy, and they like, you know, can boop-a-doo fix stuff up, why not? Why not? And Bainbo, do I like Coca-Cola? Yes and no. I had a real bad Diet Coke problem back in the day, and I'm not joking about that. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to kick in my life, and I've done a lot of things that I've needed to stop doing. But Diet Coke is an evil thing that it will hook me again. I cannot. Regular Coke is delicious as long as it's from McDonald's, but I don't consume sugar anymore, and so unfortunately, it is something that I definitely crave, but currently I'm not imbibing in. And Diet Coke is so addicting. DJ Smook, I'll tell you what, man. Back when I was in the depths of my addiction to Diet Coke, there would be days where I wouldn't have a Diet Coke, and I would literally be white-knuckling it throughout the entire day, just dreaming about when I could go home and get that Diet Coke fresh from the fridge, cold, pop that can open, and just guzzle that acidic bubbliness. And as it went down my throat, I would get this rush in my brain, and literally it would just be like, oh, that's the stuff. I have done cocaine, I have done methamphetamine, I have done opioids, I have done weed, I have done countless other things. Nothing has ever given me Oh, that's the stuff. Feeling other than Diet Coke. I don't know. I don't know, man. It is yeah, it's, it gets the claws in ya. Or at least me, although it sounds like DJ Smoke and Chalk know a little bit what I'm talking about. And Kenny, Mexican Coke is your best Coke, but Mountain Dew Zero is your soda addiction. There you go. There you go. And Andre, sugar is a hard thing to kick, but you know what? Once you've gotten the sugar out of your life, it's amazing how sensitive you can become to it. I have, because I just stopped doing sugar in January of this year. This is brand new, really. And so I stopped for a while, and then occasionally I will just be like, oh, screw it, I'm going to like for instance, my boss's husband made this one cake that I think we talked about on this stream that looked so good and was so incredible that it was like, if I'm gonna ever be bad, this is what I'm gonna be bad with. This is a beautifully homemade, delicious fruit cake, cream cheese, spicy yumminess, raisin cake, actually, not really fruit cake. It was so good, but dude, I ate the tiniest sliver and I felt sick. I totally felt sick. It was too much. It was too sweet. And so, it's just so weird. And then, Kenny, you've been on diet sodas for so long, full sugar sodas can make you hurl. Yeah, see, honestly, to tell you the truth, I am more afraid of artificial sweeteners than I am sugar. So I haven't done diet sodas long before I quit doing sugar. I really, like, basically when I quit doing Diet Coke is when I quit doing diet sodas. I don't trust those sweeteners, and they have come out with reasons not to trust those sweeteners. And exactly, Andre, my new addiction is sparkling flippin' water. Pamplemousse or liquid death, just the plain, and I am in heaven. And let's see here, Trail Dust, what is this sugar you speak of? I've just spent 5 days at your county fair. Well, Trail Dust, you probably had deep fried sugar, and then you had sugar deep fried sugar, and then you had butter fried deep fried sugar fat sugar butter fat, and you probably had the best time, and I'm literally drooling at the mouth when I'm making fun of all those fair foods that I can't eat but clearly want to. Yeah. Just when you think you don't want sugar anymore, you read the phrase fair foods. Oh, yeah. Deep fried Snickers, deep fried Twinkies. Sign me up, dude. Sign me up. In fact, I've even heard that they have a deep fried Coca-Cola. I don't know how deep fried Coca-Cola happens, but I'm willing to find out how deep fried Coca-Cola happens. And I know, I just said I don't eat sugar. Oh, I know what I said. And deep fried fruitcake, well, here's the deal, Andre. I have said before, and I will say it again, I would eat a plastic comb if it's been deep fried. So, of course I would eat deep fried fruitcake. There's fruit in it. It's like the redneck soup dumpling. That's the Coke. That's the deep fried Coke. And yeah, Mama Sean, right. Yes, stay away from the fake sugar. Made your heart issues way worse. It makes migraines worse. It makes so many. It's just problematic. But here's the deal. It is problematic and I choose not to use it. However, sugar is also problematic. Diabetes is also problematic. Staying on a diabetic-friendly lifestyle can be very difficult. And so if people who need to use the artificial sugars for their own sugar recovery, for lack of a better term, if that's what keeps them on the right path for everything else, then by all means, baby doll, use those fake sugars. But if you can wean yourself off of them, ultimately that would be ideal. But I'm all about the harm reduction, and depending upon the harm that's being done. Now, if you got heart issues and the artificial sweeteners are messing with your heart, oh, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You need to quit those artificial sweeteners. But, if you're using them and you don't have major adverse side effects and it's helping you with other issues, well, right, yeah, that's exactly, yes. That's, like I said, if you're getting other issues, then by all means, you need to stop. Kenny from the Cove with some truth. Get fit, cut carbs, avoid sugar, exercise regularly, die anyway. Yes, that is true. That is true. And Andre, I'm right there with you. I just hate the taste. I do too. I mean, back when it was, even when I was in the throes of my Diet Coke addiction, let me just say, I didn't really like the taste of it. It just was the taste of what I was addicted to. Because as we all know, Diet Coke does not taste anything like Coke. Coke Zero, a little bit more. But Diet Coke in the silver can, the old school one, tastes nothing like Coke at all. So... And Pussycat, when do we get to hear the dubbed Lono songs? I don't know what you mean by that. I do know that I got to hear a new Lono tune over the phone the other day. He recorded a version of Wrapped Around Your Finger on the ukulele by the Police. And that was pretty cool, but I don't know if that's what you meant, because I don't have a copy of that. Trail Dust, you've been dying for 68 years, haven't quite gotten the hang of it yet. Exactly. And Andre, yes. Andre sums it up personally. Yes, Molly, people do not do meth for the taste either. Good point. And, Baby Bo, no, we still have the silver Diet Coke here too, but you also have the black label Coke Zero, and both of them have zero sugar. They're just two different, artificial sweeteners getting that sugar-free effect. And, right, I do remember Tab, actually. I used to drink Tab as well when I was... Yeah, I used to drink Tab. I think Tab still exists in some markets, actually. And, let's see here. You keep saying you like Prime. Are you talking about... Are you talking about steak? What are you talking about, Bainy Bo? I like Prime, too. Oh, the drink. Prime? I don't know what you're talking about there, Bainy Bo. I don't do... Okay, so... Prime... is that Coca-Cola Prime? Is that... Can someone... Oh, it's a kind of a drink. But, okay, so is it what... Pussycat, it's an energy drink. Okay, so clearly other people know what the flying fork is being talked about. I did not know what you're talking about. What I do know is I'm going to throw some flying forks because I didn't know what the flying fork you're talking about. Prime, okay, so what does the label look like? Because I don't do energy drinks. Red Bull was the last energy drink that I did. And hey, Thomas the Turtle, good to see you. Thank you so much for subbing for 26 months now. Super stoked. I don't know if I remember. It's a colored label. Yeah, that's, I think that's a given, Bainy Bo, but that's okay. I can always Google it. Okay, so you think Prime is one with vitamins, and Andre just linked the link. Oh, it's by Logan Paul. Oh. Coconut water, caffeine free, I can't. Okay, I'm interesting. Is it got sugar in it? Interesting. I can see now why you mentioned you like the texture of it, because it's coconut water, and coconut water definitely has a texture. It's like slippery or something. I don't know how to describe it, but anybody who's drank yeah, that's right. Anybody who's drank in coconut water, maybe you can elucidate the texture sensation better than I just did. I'm gonna call it slippery. I also call cucumber water slippery. And Tom's the Turtle, you ain't drinking it. And Puzzycat, no, I think it says it has 0 caffeine, doesn't it? Or did I make that up? I make stuff up a lot. Yeah, it's got the B vitamins. It's got them B vitamins. It's organic. And let's see here. Scroll down. Oh, there is one with caffeine too? Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, there we have it, Rabbit. And okay, now, Puzzycat, to refer back to your question that you had many scrolls ago, when are we going to do a double Lono day again? Well, gosh darn it, I don't just know, but maybe today might be one of those days, because you see, I always have a second Lono tune lined up just in case. But we can't have a second Lono tune until we have a first Lono tune. So why don't we have our first Lono listening break, and then afterwards, maybe I won't be sweating so much because I can turn on my air conditioner and stuff. All right, let's do it.
Okay, we got a request for this one. Our friend Rick Chandelier of the Mo Better Band, Molokai Fireman. Yee! KFC, if you got him. Let's go. Whenever we ride over Honolulu, we see Walter Nakio-Kekai. What I'm told, better watch the road. One drink in the hand and Olae Pai. Whenever we ride over Honolulu, we see Walter Nakio-Kekai. What I'm told, better watch the road. One drink in the hand and Olae Pai. My friend Raymond is a slacker all day. Kiho aloho okani, old style fish and OPE, cause it's so good with Frank and the boys in the neighborhood. My friend Raymond is a slacker all day. Kiho aloho okani, old style fish and OPE, cause it's so good with Frank and the boys in the neighborhood. Rigor is the way we go out from Pokoo to Kamalo. Maybe we try Hotel Molokai. Ki ho'alo ame ino ikawai. Woo, tastes so good. Double out rigor is the way we go out from Pokoo to Kamalo. Maybe we try Hotel Molokai. Ki ho'alo ame ino ikawai. Yellow white band, let's all give a hand to Rick Chandelier and the Mo Better Band. Eha Molokai, eha Maikai, Hano Hano Molokai Fireman. the white van. Let's all give a hand to Rick Shonalay and the Mo Better Band. Eha Molokai, eha Maikai, Hano Hano Molokai fireman. Na holo holo ka o halava a ole pilikia, we're glad you're here. Moloka inui a hina. Haina ia mai ana kapuana holo holo ka o halava a ole pilikia, we're glad you're here. Moloka inui a hina.
All right, there we have it. Our Lono listening break, perhaps the first of two. We'll see how things go on. But speaking of Lono, y'all, he does have his own YouTube page. And it's been a while since he has posted on there. He does have plans to post again shortly. Just like Andy, he's redone his studio and things like that. And so he's getting back into the swing of things. The reason why I bring it up, though, is if you haven't followed yet Lono's Kaupe'epe'e page, it would be a good idea to maybe start following now. By the way, Andre, thank you so much for the 400 biddies. Because right now he's running around 700 followers, which is awesome. But once he gets 1,000 followers, he said he might consider doing a live stream where he performs a few songs. And so if you ever want to see Lono play live, unless you're going to go to Molokai and happen to be there when he happens to be playing live, this is basically as close as it's going to get to like a live concert. So if you haven't already subscribed or followed Lono Music on YouTube, that would be Kaupe'epe'e, but since that's hard for people to spell, just do a Lono Music search. It'll get you right there. You'll see his face. And press follow, etc., etc. And let's get that number up to 1,000, so hopefully he will, fulfill that little promise. And let's see here. And it looks like, judging from all of the super stokes and clappings, we've got a lot of folks who enjoy Lono Music. So, let's see if we can make that live stream happen. Let's see if we can do it. All right, you guys. So, let's see here. I was out this weekend, and I'm sure in a lot of areas in the United States during the summertime, you see a lot of during the summertime, during nice days, weekends especially, you see a lot of people bringing out their fancy pants cars. And as I was driving down the street, I was able to catch this picture. Boop. And I was just wondering, you guys, does anybody know what kind of car is this? I mean, besides fancy and pretty and clean, and look at those white walls. But I'm just curious, does anybody know what kind of... I don't know. This is not a quiz, by the way. I am truly asking, what kind of car is this? I don't know. Is it... Thomas the Turtle, DeSoto, good question, good answer. Good answer, because, I don't recognize the logo on the trunk, and I have no idea what a DeSoto looks like. So I don't know. And so Kenny's coming in. I think it's a Mercury. Okay. Pussycat can't tell. All right. Okay. Well, These are all really good answers. But now I have other questions. Is a DeSoto, that was a, okay, 1950, Mama Sean says a 1950s Lincoln or Mercury per Dr. Steve. Hey, option, it's an alien spaceship. Good to see you. Okay, cool. So it's a Lincoln or a Mercury. All right. So, I mean, the reason why I'm going to say it's a Lincoln or a Mercury is because we've got 2 votes for Mercury. So we're going to assume Mercury. Now, my next question is, what is a Mercury? Is that like a car brand, like a Ford? Or is that a car model, like a Mustang? And Kenny kind of looks like a 53, 54 Mercury, lowered a bit. Pussycat thinks it's a Ford. Mama Sean says 51, not a DeSoto. Gina's coming in for alien spaceship. Okay, so we're going to say no DeSoto. We're probably going to say Mercury. And then Shock says Mercury, but I don't know if Mercury. So, a Ford Lincoln Mercury. Oh. Okay, so Mercury is a division of Ford, as is Lincoln. Mercury was part of Ford, 1950 Lincoln. That's a link to the close-up of the logo. Right, no, and I do think, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is a Mercury. I do think it is a Mercury. Yeah, that makes sense. So, wow. 3 different companies. Ford, Lincoln, Mercury. Okay. I didn't know that Lincolns were part of Ford. Now, here's my next question. And once again, these questions are expected to be answered with a whole lot of this. But, so if Ford owned Lincoln, did Chevrolet own Cadillac? Because I feel like Lincolns and Cadillacs were kind of competing, just like Ford and Chevrolet's kind of competing. And so Pussycat says GM, and god dang it, I knew that was going to be the answer. And the reason why I knew that was going to be the answer is because that answer always confused me. GM, now Chevy, is that part of GM? I know, okay, Pussycat, I knew that it was General Motors. However, I do appreciate you spelling that out for me. I definitely, I knew it, but I'm glad you didn't think I knew it, because there was a really good chance I didn't. So, yes, they're all part of General Motors. So, okay, now this is where I get confused. Or this is the reason. Oh, wait, Andre's coming in. Ford Motor Company owns Ford and Lincoln. General Motors owns Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, and GMC. See, and that's what confuses me is GMC. I thought that GMC was General Motor Company. And I thought that it was the umbrella term. But then I see trucks out there that are GMC trucks. And I don't know if I've ever seen a Buick truck. Oh, GMC is the premium line. Oh. Okay. I thought Chevy was above GMC. Okay. Wow. I'm learning stuffuses today. And I did know about Saturn because I used to own a Saturn. So I knew about Saturn being part of the GM umbrella. But they don't exist anymore. So that bums me out. Okay. So... And Andre, many of these companies were independent but got bought out by GM or Ford. Makes sense. Saturn was never bought up. Saturn was always part of GM. I do know that. That part I know. Okay. All right. So, all right. There we go. Cool. So we learned something new. And oh yeah, Hummers too. I knew that. I knew about that because Hummers basically are nothing but, I think, what the, oh God. There's a specific truck. I think it's like the, oh, I don't know. All I know is there's a specific farm truck that's very powerful, and the Hummers are basically the farm truck, just with a different plastic form around them instead. But the drivetrain and the engine and everything are all the same as a really high quality truck that costs way cheaper than the stupid Hummer people pay for the stupid plastic pretend I'm a Hummer. No, it wasn't a Bronco. It was something different. I mean, it might be the Bronco. No, Ford is Bronco. GMs are not, or Hummers aren't made on a Bronco base, because that's a Ford. I know that, right? Or don't I? Am I lying? 'Cause Ford is Bronco. Bronco is Ford, right? 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 And so, okay, GMC is just part of the truck division. Okay. Okay. And Lamborghini is a bathing apparel brand for fluffy ungulates. I don't even know what that was. And, well, yeah, the first Hummer, the H1, was the military Hummer, but those have no business being on the streets. So anybody who has one of those on the streets, I'm already giving side-eye to, because those have no business on the streets. Then anybody who has an H2 or an H3, I'm giving side-eye, and I'm pointing at laughing at them, because they paid way too much. And to have a stupid-looking truck when they could have had a regular-looking truck that was a perfectly good piece of equipment. Oh, a lamb. Okay, got it. I get it. I get it. Okay. All right. I was so confused. All right, so I had something else that I wanted to... I have a couple things I wanted to share with you guys. First off, I thought this was really funny. And I have no reason to share this because I don't drink canned milk. Canned milk actually kind of freaks me out. It just looks weird. Everything about it looks weird. Its texture looks weird. Its color is wrong. But I might have to go buy a can of carnation milk just because of this. Yeah, anyway, here you go.
For 97-year-old Helen Ernst of Bloomfield, Iowa, it was an ordinary November day. After coming home with groceries, she needed to get the attention of her daughters, Allison and Shelley. As she was putting away her goods, she reached for a can of evaporated milk. Then she reached for something deep in her memory, a slogan.
And I couldn't get their attention, and I was putting groceries away, and I had this can of carnation milk in my hand. And I repeated that slogan. They about fell off their chairs, but...
What's the slogan, you ask? Better hold on to your chairs. It's as off color as the milk in the can.
Carnation milk, the best in the land. Comes in a tin with a red and white band. No to pull, no hay to pitch. Just punch 2 holes in the son of a...
This video, recorded by Allison, has racked up almost 2 million likes on TikTok. The slogan comes from an old contest held by the company that makes carnation milk. While the slogan didn't win back then, it's surely getting attention now. So much so, the people at Carnation came across the video and sprang into action.
We appreciate you so much for bringing it back to life and bringing a smile to so many people's faces that we'd love to reach out to you, sponsor your Thanksgiving dinner this year, and contest prize.
The company also flew her grandkids in from across the country to celebrate Thanksgiving, as far away as California and Florida.
Are you looking for me?
Yeah.
When the video first got noticed by the people at Carnation, they said they would, among other things, fix the sidewalk outside of Helen's home, since she likes to do a lot of walking. Ernst tells me they got it done quick, putting it all together by the time it reached Thanksgiving. Helen and her family have also been making various recipes for Carnation and sharing them online. When she's not doing that, she's either tending to her sizable garden or telling you her joke of the day.
I have an announcement to make. Helen Hunt has found a wallet. So if you have lost a wallet, you'll have to go to Helen Hunt for it.
It's that sharp wit and energy that makes Grandma Helen so lovable to millions across the country. So, Helen, could you recite that slogan one more time, please?
Carnation milk, the best in the land, comes in a tin with a red and white band. No to pull, no hay to pitch, just punch 2 holes in the son of a
So, doesn't everybody like to see grandma swearing? I just thought that was so funny. Now, well, yeah, the Helen Hunt joke is pretty old, but so is she. So, give grandma a break. And exactly, Thomas Turtle. No teats to pull, no hay to bale, just punch toucan or whatever, yeah, that was just, yep, that was very cute. And let's see here. So Puzzy coming back with Chevrolet. It was a single company back in the day. Louis Chevrolet was a Frenchman who won at Indy 500 with a $10,000 winnings. He started his own car company, which ended up failing and was bought out by GM. Interesting. Yeah, not going to fall for that one, Thomas. Not going to fall for that one. And yes, I guess Chevy drivers are driving in a Frenchman car. That is right. I, however, am driving in a Japanese car because I love my Subaru. And Subarus are basically the only things, well, even nowadays that's not true, but they used to be one of the only cars that came in manual transmissions without having to be like super performance high-end sports car. But, nobody wants a manual anymore. I'm the only one who wants a manual. I don't know. And yeah, those French guys disabling themselves and losing the pole vault. Yeah, that was kind of funny. And actually, thank you for bringing that up, Shock, because I have another thing and I'm hoping, okay, y'all. So the last time I showed something like this, I, got blocked worldwide. So I had to edit the Olympics part out. So I'm hoping that this 12-second clip won't get me banned or nabbed, but it probably will. But I'm hoping it won't. I'm hoping it won't bring it up. But I saw this last night, and this to me was just the most... Okay, first off, the USA didn't win, and I don't really care. We got silver in this one. But the way we got silver was the coolest flippin' thing. This to me was just like the epitome. This was a movie ending. You couldn't have asked for a more nail-biting, oh my god, are you serious, ending than this. This is the final 12 seconds of the mixed relay, 400-meter relay. So girl, boy. Each team, boy, girl. So that the anchor are the women. And, oh my god, you guys, this was just, all right, here we go. It's only 12 seconds. Maybe we'll watch it again, but anyway, check this out. Okay, so that last 12 seconds really didn't show you the oh my god point of it, because that orange runner who ran, she was like in 5th place for a while, and then she was in 4th place for a while. And when she was in 4th place, the top 3 were way away from the pack. But then the 4th place started to catch up and then passed the 3rd place. And then it was really, if I was not so paranoid, I would have shown like the last 40 seconds of that race, but I'm hoping, although you're right, I probably should have muted it. That might help. I'm hoping that 12 seconds will get past the bots. We'll see. But yeah, dude, it was amazing. If you can, yes, Gina, it was the 4x4. Oh, I thought it was a 4x100 meter for a total of 4. Either way, listen to what Gina's saying. It was the mixed team, the male and female teams. Netherlands won. All you need to do is, Netherlands gold, relay or whatever, and you'll find the clip. Watch the game. No, not the game. Watch the race. It'll take you 2 minutes of your life to watch it. And really, it's the last minute that's all that matters. But oh my God, you guys, it was the kind of stuff that Olympic stories should be made of. And, you know, and I'm not really, the Olympic Games, I can take them or leave them. I'm not that enamored. I don't have anything against them. They're just not really that interesting, but I happen to be at the right place, the right time to see this. And I was just, oh my God. I mean, swept up in the glory, I'm telling you. And let's see here. The guy who got a silver in surfing is Ben Gravy. This guy is a complete idiot, and I don't even see how he won. There's much better surfers than him. I don't know. Is Ben Gravy, judging from the name, what country was he from? Because actually, no, all the U.S. male skaters got kicked out of the competition before the medaling round. The USA? I thought that the Team USA surfers got kicked out before the medaling round. I'm so very confused. There's only 5 people on our team, right? 2 dudes, 3 chicks. Huh, okay. Because his name sure sounds American. I don't think he was USA. I was going to say I don't think he skated for USA, but we're not talking about skating. We're talking about surfing. Let's see here. Ben Gravy. I want to see who Ben Gravy surfs for. No, he's from South Korea, dude. I mean, he might look American, but he's South Korean. He's South Korean. He was on YouTube bragging. Sorry, dude. If you've got a silver medal, you can brag. You got to let the gold medalist brag more, though. No, he's not. He was the South Korean guy. Or if they only won one, he was it. Ben Gravy is a South Korean guy. He might live in New Jersey, but he's skated. Obviously, I come from the world of skate sports. He surfed for South Korea. He did not skate. I don't know who he skates for. I don't know if he does skate. But he surfed for South Korea. I feel silly now. Okay, so let's see here. All right, we've got this, we've got that, we've got the other thing, and now, I don't know if I want to do this, but I'm going to. So, as y'all know, I go to a Chinese food restaurant that has a lounge attached to it, and I'm friends with the owners. Sometimes they feed me the crew meals there because they know that I'm a white girl who sometimes can eat authentic Chinese food. And that's awesome. Except for here's the deal. Sometimes they think that you'll eat any Chinese food, including Chinese food snacks like this. Yeah, do you know what that is? Anybody know what that is? Here, let me give you a close-up of the picture. It might help you. Yeah, do you guys know what that is? Anyone? Bueller? And yes, indeedy, Andre for the win. It is duck feet. And yes, I know, it looks way more like chicken feet. I don't know where the webbing is. I don't know why it's duck feet and not, it looks like it's chicken feet, but it's actually duck feet, as you can tell from the, from the duck. It's duck feet. And they told me it was a duck foot. They actually said it was a duck foot. Duck feet. I told them that I was really full from dinner, and so I would save it for later. And Andre, I know they serve chicken feet at dim sum places, and quite honestly, I would try them in the dim sum place. And I did ask, I said, hey, do I need to like heat this up? And she was like, no, just out the pack. Similar to Vienna sausages. No, you can just eat them out the pack. But should you? And Kenny, they just gave that to me to see if I'd eat it. Well, yes and no. They gave it to me, and they gave it to the bartender who's Korean. And the Korean bartender looked at it and was like, I don't really know if I'm going to eat this. And I said, yeah, I don't either. And I'm still on the I don't know either. But then I told the bartender something, and she didn't believe me. She had to go check with the owners, and I was right. I said, look, this is duck feet. I was like, I've never had duck feet before. My sister has had duck tongue. And I was like, and check this out. There is a bone in a duck tongue. And Judy, the bartender, was like, no, there's not. And I was like, no, there is. And she's like, no, there's not. And I was like, yes, there really is. And she didn't believe me. So then she had to go back and talk to the cooks. And the cook said that, yeah, there's a bone in tongue or duck tongue. There's a bone. And Pussycat, is there any meat on them bones? I don't know. I think it's mostly just cartilage. And Mama Sean, that is exactly what I was afraid someone was going to suggest. We'll just open it and take a look at it. I don't know if I have the I don't know. I'm scared, you guys. Okay, look, I'm the type of person who never tried Vienna sausages until I was 51 years old. Okay? Oh, Pussycat, give it to Leo. Actually, actually the cats probably would like it, but I don't know for certain what these words are, but I am pretty sure that either the 62% or 30%, and I'm going to guess it's the 62% of whatever ingredient this is that I don't know how to say, is probably salt. And I don't really know if that's going to be good for the animals. And are they squishy in there? A little bit, but they're also there's bones. I mean, there's bones in these feet. Hey there, Picola Tea. Would you like a snack while you're here? Because you're in town, right? You wanna come by for a quick duck foot? It's portable for your flying pleasure. You can take it on your next flight back home. It's duck feet. It's duck feet from China. And yeah, Marmac, bones are not good for kitties. Well, true, but these are sort of like this bone I wouldn't, but like this one down here that's bendable is more like cartilage. So that one's probably okay. I feed my cats cartilage all the time, but I don't think we're gonna do this today, okay? I don't think we're gonna do this today. But if you bug me enough, maybe I'll do it some other time. I'm scared, you guys. But here's what I will tell you. If I do end up opening it, I will do it on camera. I will do it on camera. And yeah, exactly, Pussycat. I'm pretty sure the cats will eat it. Yeah, if not, I think so too. Like I said, man, Ashes was all about the Vienna sausage. I couldn't give the Vienna sausage to Dusty because Dusty's allergic to chicken, and the Vienna sausage had chicken in it. But Ashes has no problem with chicken, and boy, she loved those Vienna sausages. And Kenny, deep fry it, it'll be all right. Yeah, somebody, maybe it was even you, mentioned deep frying it. If not, I could eat it. I could eat it, what, on the stream? No, not today. Not today. I mean, I wouldn't promise eating it. I'd have to look at it before, I would have to look at it before I ate it. And honestly, I think I'd probably have to be blindfolded before I ate it. Which makes no sense because how can you look at it before you eat it and be blindfolded? I'm conflicted, y'all. I'm very, very conflicted. No, I'm definitely not going to eat it right now, Kenny. I'm definitely not going to eat it right now. And Pussycat, you'd have to eat about 1,000 or 100 of them to get full. Yeah, and yeah, exactly, Chuck. They are marinated, so I do think that they are high in sodium, which is why it was probably not the best to give to the kittens. But at the same time, I have given them marinated meat before, so. And my duck feet in the package look way better than the ones for dogs. I don't really know if you can say that, Andre. You haven't seen it yet. And yes, Puzzy, if I did decide the kitties are going to get them, I definitely would rinse them. For sure. I might rinse them before I decide Mad Statter's going to get them too. I just don't really know. I don't know, Kenny. Why don't you come over here and find out? How gnarly could it be? Kenny, did you not see what this is? Did you not notice the nails? The little fingernails on the end of the little hands? The little fingernails at the end of the hands? Boil them for the kitties. Oh, that could probably work. Actually, yeah, I could mail them to him. Actually, you're right, Shock. I could mail them to you because they're freezer dry or they're zip packed. They're, they're shelf stable. Yeah. And Mama Sean, no, I'm not going to peek at it because once I open it, then the clock is running. But, let me get my nerve up. Oh, wait. Kenny, will you eat it on camera? You'll eat a duck foot if I'll eat a whole pickled jalapeno? I could do that. I hate how jalapenos taste. I really don't, but I will make that trade. One pickled jalapeno and you eat this. Oh, dude, I would totally make that trade. I don't know how you're going to just send me one pickled jalapeno though. But no, maybe on Wednesday I will. Maybe on Wednesday we won't have anything to talk about. Except for duck feet. Yeah. And let's see here. And actually, to tell you the truth, Andre, for all I know, these could be pickled. Pickled duck's feet, a new snacking treat, he says. I mean, I don't know. Perhaps, I don't know. Does ping-gy mean pickled? And does the green signify pickled? And does... I don't know. Oh, I do know, though, that, Mary, the owner, told me these were a little bit spicy. I do know that. So, all right, let's see here. Do I have anything else I was going to show? No, not really. So, oh my God. Pussycat, you're so cute. Sometimes kitties know just how to speak my language. Meow. 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 Yep, that's right. That's what Pussycat's been doing. Lono. 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 So, as per our usual, if we're going to spend some Lono time together, let's just do the closing ceremonial song that most Hawaiian ceremonies have. That's right. We have got ourselves Hawaii Aloha. Aloha Hawaii. I think it's Hawaii Aloha. I can never remember. But if everybody wants to stand up and hold hands, sway, sing along if you can, we can do it. All right. Boop. right, there we have it. I think my buttons are pressed. Perfect, perfect. And Verity Hunt, aloha, just in time to say nighty-night. Exactly. Well, at least though you maybe caught the very last second of our second Lono listening break. And so, welcome in, even though you say hello, we'll be saying goodbye momentarily. But to get you caught up on the last topic that we scattered upon prior to the Lono listening break, we were talking about these. Well, here, let's just do this. Yeah, these are that, a close up, and this is that, a far up, a far away, and these are pickled, duck feet. Yeah, that's right, you heard me, pickled duck feet, slightly spicy pickled duck feet, and I was gifted, the slightly spicy pickled duck foot to eat, and as you can see, I haven't eaten it yet. I'm a little scared to, but they tell me that it's pickled, and I think maybe on Wednesday I might try them. And I apparently can be warned, because Andre was telling me that they've got TikTok videos of people trying these snacks. So I might go psych myself out by watching some of those. But, yeah. And Kenny, seeing if he can send me a hot pickled pepper. No euphemisms intended there. He really wants to send me a hot pickled jalapeno pepper. He'll ask some of his Asian buddies if pickled duck feet are available around here, but you're not making any promises. Because Kenny, you see, offered to eat a duck foot if I would eat a pickled jalapeno pepper. And I said, oh, that sounds like I'd be getting the better end of the deal. But then he pointed out, no, it's going to be a hot one. And that's not good because I don't do well with hot, but oh well. That is where we're at. And option, aren't ducks naturally spicy? Yeah, I think Gina's right. No, that's the Canadian goose, otherwise known as the cobra chicken. And yeah, they're spicy and salty. And Mitchie Mama, I'm brave. Not yet, I'm not. I still might chicken out. I'm trying to get worked up for it, and Chuck is like, don't do it. And you know, I don't take kindly to people telling me what I should or shouldn't do, but sometimes I'm okay with it. And this might be one of them there times. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And Shock, you'll have weeks worth of fresh peppers from the yard to deal with while Mr. Me is in Glasgow next week. Anyone want some peppers? Nope. 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 I don't want none of that kind. None of that kind of stuffing. None of that kind of stuffing. All right, so it looks like we've got 3 minutes left, so we're 1 minute ahead of the 2-minute warning. That's how math works. I'm still going to wrap it up, though. So I want to thank everybody who hung out here for a whole lot of goofiness and nothingness. I want to thank everybody for encouraging me and discouraging me from whatever might happen. Andre, some snacks need to be eaten while very drunk. Yes, exactly. And I don't really know if I want to come online super, super, super drunk. And I mean, I'd have to be super, super, super drunk. Not just a little tipsy, but super drunk. So if you see me laying on the floor, half passed out, starting a stream, that's when you know we're gonna be eating the duck foot. All right, Andre, thank you so much for gifting that subscription to Robot Pirate Gary. And thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you guys so much for resubbing and continuing your subs. And let's see here. Thank you, mods, for hopefully not doing anything this time. But if you did, thank you for doing it, because I didn't even notice. And let's see here. I want to thank eMusic. I don't know if eMusic was here today. I finally went to my post office box And I love your little card. Thank you so much for everything, all of your kind words, etc. I think you know what I mean. And let's see here. Verity, blessing, Saturn crew. Have a lovely whatever time of day it is, wherever you stay. Exactly, exactly. Have Tony videotape me eating them after a lot of PBR. I don't know. It would take me more than just PBR to get as drunk as I would need to get, I think, in order to drunkenly eat these. I think I'm gonna have to just either not do it or take one for the team, be sober, and do it for the video. And if I eat the spicy pepper, have a huge glob of yogurt or sour cream on hand to bind those resins. Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. Don't even get, yeah, obviously. Leche, leche, leche. All about the cream. And no, Mr. Crab, we're not gonna get cheap viewers. We're just gonna point and laugh at you, even though you're not here anymore. But I still love to throw the haha emote at the people who want to sell us viewers. I know, I had to mention the modding, right? Exactly. Okay, Pussycat, well, hopefully Debbie doesn't cuddle with you too hard. Hopefully she just blows you kisses from afar. That's what I want for you and Debbie, okay? And Kenny, you are the adventurous eater in your family. I'm not at all surprised. Anybody who volunteers for a duck foot is clearly not a wuss like some people on this stream who may or may not be being pointed at right now. Okay, they are being pointed at. All right, there we go. Thanks so much for those 400 biddies, Andre. We are going to say good evening. We will see each other on Wednesday, and then next Saturday, by the way, I think we're showing The Dark Crystal on Satterbox at the cinema. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and enjoy the next couple days. We'll see each other on Wednesday, where we can talk about reservation dogs, because I want to show it if I can. All right, that's all I think. Take care. Have a good one.